while she was doing this, she was like, yeah, you're a little hoe. What do you think, huh? 18 is nothing. La, la, la. You need to find your own place. La, la. She was so upset. Hey amiga, what is up and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Jennyfer Ross back at it again with yet another video. Today's video, as you have probably seen by the title, is yet another story time. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about the time that I called the cops on my mother because I love my mother, but once upon a time, well, she still can be crazy, but my mom is crazy. Okay, she's sweet, but she crazy. My mom is real crazy. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more story times on my channel, and also subscribe to my channel if you are new. And yes, let's just go ahead and get into this video. So first things first, I want to start off with a little disclaimer. I am not telling this story to piss my mother off or to throw shade at my mother. I love my mother and my mother is my everything. So I don't mean to piss her off or anything like that, but I just think this story is just very inspiring to other people who are young. If you're watching this and you are young, then please hear me out, because this story is something that you need to keep in mind, okay? So yes, that's the purpose of this story. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Once upon a time, I was 18 years old. My mother is a very, very strict mom. Mother was very protective of me and my sister. We were not allowed to like really hang out here and there, chill and Netflix and I don't know what is all new these days. That didn't happen in the time that I was growing up. She didn't want for us to have boyfriends. She didn't want for us to be hanging around town here and there. No, she was very strict. There's no playing when it comes to my mom. When I used to go to school, I had to come home, put my backpack back at home and leave her a note letting her know that I went somewhere to do a little errand or whatever. There was just no time for, you know, just leave school and just go hang out. No, your ass will get whooped if you do that. So that is just not happening with my mother. Another thing is that when you are 18 here in Belgium and Holland, you are considered a minor and you can go to a disco, you can basically drink, you cannot drive a car though, but like there's a lot that you can do because you are basically considered a pre-adult. When you're 21, you are considered an individual, so your parents will no longer really be responsible for you, if that makes sense. But anyways, when you're 16 and all that, people already drink beer, and I don't really think it's a crime here. People don't do, the police is not coming, invading the place and like, you know, taking away the license of the disco if they find out that a 16-year-old has been drinking beer or anything. That's just how it is, just to, you know, sketch a little situation so that you just know how it goes here. But basically, my mom was very strict. I was never allowed to go to the disco. I was never allowed to go anywhere. So you need to understand that all the people my age would come to school talking about all the fun things that they did in the weekend. And basically, I had nothing to tell because I felt like a little prisoner. I was always at home babysitting my sister. I always had to bring my sister if I wanted to go somewhere. So I was really frustrated about that. But at the same time, I was just very afraid to be disobedient of my mother. And you know, you would get in serious trouble if you don't obey my mom. Like, you're not gonna disrespect this woman. She is not afraid to whoop your ass, okay? That's just basically how it is. So the months to me leading up to being 18, I already was talking to myself in my head like, girl, hang on in there, you're almost 18 and then you can do whatever you want. Well, it didn't quite go like that, because when I turned 18, my mom said like basically the only thing that happened is a number in your passport. Not even a number, you just gained another year, that's all, okay? But as long as you're living under my roof, you're still gonna obey my rules, you're gonna listen to whatever I have to say, and you're gonna respect the rules that count in this household. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that, but if I want a boyfriend, I can have a boyfriend because I'm 18. Of course, you're supposed to have a boyfriend when you are 18. And I felt like, you know, I was already behind because some people in my school already had a boyfriend since they were 14. So I got myself a little boyfriend. He used to live very close to Amsterdam, but I live 2 hours away from Amsterdam. Now you need to understand that when you come home and you tell your mother, or my mother, that you have a boyfriend, of course she's gonna play a detective and figure out who his family is, who is his mom, who is his dad, what is their criminal record. That's just really how my mother is. So she did that. She informed my dad about me having a boyfriend, and my dad did not agree with that relationship because I don't know, but she said like his parents, I can't really get into that, but basically it came to the point that my parents they weren't agreeing on that relationship because of things his parents did. I don't know what, but I can't tell. Anyways, then it was Valentine's Day. And I asked my mother whether I could go and see my boyfriend. And I also had to turn in papers for my new school because I was about to go study in Amsterdam in September, and I also had to turn in some papers for the school. So I asked her if I could go and hang out with my boyfriend afterwards. She told me like I would rather not. I would prefer if you wouldn't hang out with your boyfriend. I would prefer if you would just come home right after you turn in the papers at school, but I guess you're gonna do it anyways. But please be home at 2 o'clock or something. And you need to understand it's 2 hours traveling, so that would have meant that if I would have obeyed and listened to my mom, then I could have only hanged out with my boyfriend for 1 hour. And I mean, you know, that was just very short. So I decided like, you know what, this day I'm just gonna test the waters. I'm just not gonna come home at 2 o'clock as my mom told me to. So I hanged out with my boyfriend and his cousin. We had a nice day because it was Valentine's Day, and of course, like, you know, I was 18, I was feeling myself, and he bought me a flower, and it was just perfect, you know. For that time it was perfect. Then came the time that I had to go home because, you know, it was becoming dark outside. So I left, I think, at 6 o'clock, and I got home around... Did I get home? No, I think I left around 8 o'clock, and I got home around 10. Okay, so I walked into the house, and I decided, you know what? If I was a gangster previous in the day, I need to be a gangster now. So I walk into the house with my gangster little ass, and I say like, hey, good night, and I walk straight back into my room. And I'm laying on the bed, telling my boyfriend like, hey, everything went well, like texting him like, hey, everything went well. I think she's a little salty about the fact that I got home late, but what can she do? And as I'm texting my boyfriend, my mother walks in with a bucket of water. And she pours this bucket of water all over me. She wets my bed, wets me. I'm like, you know, I look like a drowned cat. Completely wet. Everything was wet. And I got so upset. And then she started yelling at me like, what do you think? Do you think you're a woman? Huh? And I'm literally translating all this. And she said like, on a boat, there can only be one captain. And if you want to be a captain, you need to have your own boat. Okay? In this house, you're gonna listen to whatever the hell I have to say. You're only 18 and you already want to turn into a little hoe. La la la. And she was so upset. Oh my god, she was so upset. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna like respond to all this, but that made her even more mad. So she was losing it. She reaches like right up here from me, so she's smaller, and she's just yelling and going crazy and all that, and I just leave her, but it must have annoyed her, so she starts to beat me. Then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna push her. So I pushed her and she lost it. She took my finger and she bit me. Oh, she beat me up. She beat me up real bad. While she was doing this, she was like, yeah, you're a little hoe. What do you think, huh? 18 is nothing. La, la, la. You need to find your own place. La, la. She was so upset. And then, and then all of a sudden, she left. She left my room and I was there like in pain and all that. And then she came back and I was like trying to close the door, but she was fighting against the door, trying to open the door. She was just going crazy. So I was like, I'm gonna call the police because you're crazy. So I go ahead and I call the police. I go like, yes, my mother is trying to beat me. You guys need to come. So thank God I did that because she stopped beating me. She stopped beating me. But then the police come. They go like, it took them a very long time because we live in a very small town and the police need to come from another town. So it took them like 30 minutes to get there. 30 minutes! I felt like, you know, my life is in danger. How can you guys take like 30 minutes to get here while I'm with this crazy woman? Okay, anyways. So the police get at my house and they are like, yes, tell us what happened. So I told them like, yeah, I was out with my boyfriend and I came back late because she only wanted for me to hang out 1 hour with my boyfriend, and I thought that was not okay. So I came home late, but what can she say? I'm 18. And the police was just basically standing there like, they did nothing. And of course they did. Of course, I don't know what I expected, but I expected them to do something. They didn't do nothing. And I told them like, yeah, look at my finger, she bit me. And they went like, listen, young lady, it might seem like a lot of fun right now to not listen at your mother and to rebel against your mother and just be rude and all that, you know, and it may seem as if a boyfriend is very important right now, but it is not. It is not. So you guys just sleep it out and you start listening to your mother. And I was like, so you guys are not gonna take me with you? And they were like, no, we're not gonna take you with us. And I was just there like, okay, wow. Wow, this is how it all went down. So yeah, that was the time that my mother beat me up. She beat me up real bad. I called the cops on her because she was crazy, and it didn't even work out with that boyfriend anyways. So basically the police just left me there with my crazy mother. They didn't do anything. I don't know what I was thinking though, because like I was very young, and what the hell did I even expect the police to do, to be honest? Like, they're not gonna do anything. So they just cooled down the situation. They didn't continue to beat me after they left. So I guess that saved me from another ass whooping situation. But yeah, they basically just left me there, and I totally understand now. When I go back and I think about it now, of course, they were right to do that. That was the right thing to do. But I just felt super devastated back then that they just left me there like that. You know, I felt like my life was in danger. I had a crazy mother, okay? But yeah, that is that. I also want to say that I'm really grateful for the way that my mom raised me, because even though I don't think it was fun back then, I definitely think that I grew into a very balanced, independent woman, and now I can do whatever I want because of the way my mom raised me. So I'm really happy about that. So mom, if you're watching this, I love you. Thank you for raising me the way you did. And even though we may bump heads every once in a while, I still love you though, and I think you need to know that. So basically the moral of this story is, listen to your mother. She means well. She knows so much more than you do, especially if you are young. Just listen to your mother, okay? And then before we close off this video, I want to shout out a comment of the day. So today's comment of the day goes to Jennyfer Midoji. Her comment is in Dutch, but that won't stop us. She says, super leuk gedaan. Oh god, heart eye emoji. And basically what that means is the video was executed super fun, oh my god, and heart eye emoji. And she was talking about my Valentine's Day lookbook. So if you guys didn't see that yet, then go ahead and click right up here to watch that video. But thank you so much, Jennifer, for leaving me this nice comment. I really appreciate you. She used to be my colleague, and she has been supporting my channel for such a long time. So I think that's just so fun to see people still sticking around and still supporting me continuously. So thank you so much, Jennifer, and thank you guys so much for sticking around till this point. If you are new to my channel, once again, subscribe and give this video a thumbs up for more story times. Also, let me know what else you want to see on my channel. I have a lot of videos coming your way, but still, video ideas are still welcome. And if you want to be featured in one of my future comments of the day, leave me a nice comment down below. And yes, I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye, amiga.